All right, guys, what's up? Just a quick trade replay of the ticker free. This trade's from July 1st. So it was a gap up. So this is, it had some volume. It's a previous runner. So this would be the day before. It finished in the 350 range, 359, I think. And then pre-market it, had some good movement here, spiked up to a high of 457. So I like these for a gap and go setup or like a ORB, your real quick hitting plays. So I was looking at this on a 1 minute chart for an ORB. I removed all my indicators just to, keep this clean. Honestly, I don't even really use any of the indicators for the ORBs anyway, just kind of watch the volume and the price action. But anyway, the trade opened up. It opened at 420. So I like it on a 1 minute chart because I'm in and out of these trades in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. I mean, it really just depends. But this is kind of a failed ORB. So what happened is I bought it as it broke the 420 level. So once it broke over 420 here, I got into it right away. It kind of sat around here, and within this candle, it was just kind of chilling down here. Didn't have a lot going on, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it spiked up about 20 cents. I didn't catch it at the top. I sold half of my positions. I was in 1,000 shares because I had a pretty tight stop on this. Normally, I'd put my stop. Sometimes I eyeball it a little bit. General rule or kind of general rule of thumb would be stop at the low, the previous candle low. But, I'm not comfortable having a 30-cent stop on something like this. So I just kind of eyeball it in there. I set my stop 10 cents. 1,000 shares for me. I was willing to risk $100, so I had a 10-cent stop loss on this. Anyway, it jumped up to that 445 range. I pulled the trigger to sell half position, so 500 shares. I ended up getting filled at 440 there, so not a perfect fill, obviously, but I mean, it happened in a split second, so I didn't have any time there. But anyway, I let the trade. I was going to let it develop. Usually you get a couple more spikes out of this. But it dropped back down on the third candle. So it kind of farted around in here a little bit. My rule is, not to get alarmed because usually you'll see these things, spike back up if the trade works. But fourth candles when, it continued to kind of chill around down in here. My rule is once the previous candle's low is broke, play's done. Dead play. So once this candle right here took out this previous candle's low, I sold the rest of my shares. So, more or less a failed ORB. Usually I want this, I want a good 3-4 candle spike out of this so I can, within 5 minutes, 7 minutes, pull a good couple $100 out of it. But on this one, you see, I did end up with $65 gain on it. Which is obviously better than nothing. But since I followed my rule, I got out clean. I took like a 2-cent loss on 500 shares right in here, but I did gain, 20 some cents per share over there. But there's a good example of following your rules. Because if you look at this, as it took out that previous low, I closed my position. Well, had I sat on my hands and, waited for it to come back around or, typical kind of gambler's mentality, check out this candle. Boom, dropped all the way down, another 10 cents, would have got smoked out of the trade. This would have been a loser. So, that's just kind of a lesson to be learned about following the rules. But this would be what I'd call a failed ORB. Still managed to get a little lunch money out of it. And that's it. Thanks, guys.